ever hear the tragedy
of Revenge of the Sith in Star Wars? Well, if you have, I'm sure you're going to like this video and my previous fan fiction about what if Yoda went with Obi-Wan to fight Anakin. If you haven't seen that one, I would recommend watching it first. But without further ado, this is going to be my second ever fan fiction, what if Anakin did not kill Dooku in Revenge of the Sith, and by this I mean still defeated him, but kept him alive. This is going to take place literally just as Anakin defeats Dooku, and it's going to cover characters such as Anakin, Obi-Wan, Palpatine, Yoda, Dooku, Mace Windu, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Kit Fisto, Padme Amidala, Bail Organa, and a couple more. So let's get started right where we leave off, where Anakin has just defeated Count Dooku. Palpatine obviously says, "Do it." This time Anakin says, "No, I shouldn't." And this time follows it up with, "And I won't. Get up, Dooku. You're going to pay for all the Jedi you've killed." By the way, sorry for my terrible impressions. I've tried this video once without trying to impersonate people, and it sounds a lot worse, so yeah. Dooku is still in shock from Palpatine trying to have him killed rather than the deal they arranged that he wouldn't let Anakin kill him, but the four of them proceed to have
another happy landing.
Anakin, Obi-Wan, Palpatine and Dooku land on Coruscant. Palpatine demands Dooku is taken into prison straight away, but Obi-Wan says how the Jedi Council have requested to talk to their former member very briefly before he is taken into custody, and Palpatine can simply do nothing but comply as Obi-Wan and Anakin take Dooku away to the Jedi Temple. As they are on their way, Dooku tries to figure out whether he's going to confess who the Sith Lord is, as he's going to be in prison anyway, or not. Being the old master of Dooku, Yoda is the first to speak. "Oh, my old apprentice, for what you have done, have any regrets, do you?" And Dooku this time says, "Actually, masters, yes I do." "But it's too late for that," says Ki-Adi-Mundi, before Plo Koon says, "Let him speak, he was a fine Jedi in his day." Dooku accepts the compliment and says, "If I am to be locked away for the end of my days, I may as well ruin someone else's future that tried to ruin mine today." "What do you mean, Dooku? Or should I say Tyrannus?" said Mace Windu, and Dooku replies with, "Well, speaking of Sith names, obviously I know who the Dark Lord of the Sith is." "And you're simply willing to tell us because we have captured you today?" says Windu. Dooku replies, "Well, yes. He has already tried to have me killed today, so either way, I am dead. The Sith Lord you have been looking for is Chancellor Pal." Aurra Sing has shot Dooku through the glass of the Jedi Temple, as the Jedi Council was so focused on Dooku, and with a little bit of help from Palpatine, she went completely unnoticed on a speeder outside. Obviously, there is a bit of panic, but after that settles, Obi-Wan says, "Chancellor Palpatine? Surely not." Well, Anakin says, "It's true. Palpatine told me to kill Dooku after I once defeated him today." "Well, if what you're saying is true, Skywalker, we must head to his office immediately," where Yoda says, "Myself and Master Windu should be accompanied by Master Fisto and another," where Ki-Adi-Mundi says,
"I concur. Master Kenobi should go."
"Skywalker too," where Mace Windu says, "No, Skywalker stays," and Yoda finishes it with, "Skywalker, you have proven yourself today. Come, you should." "What about that sniper, Master?" says Obi-Wan, where Yoda replies, "Fled, she has, only wanting her payment. Hired by the Chancellor, maybe." But too late she was. Revealed, his identity is Sith Lord Darth Sidious, we now know he is. When they enter Palpatine's office, this time he doesn't pretend to be surprised, and says, "So I take it Count Dooku has told you then?" Where the 5 Jedi reply at once, saying,
"In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you are under arrest, Chancellor."
Palpatine replies, "Arrest me? Won't you be too busy?" "With what?" says Windu. Palpatine then replies quickly, "Fighting your grand army," as he clicks a button on his desk and begins to talk to a clone, as he says, "Execute order." But before he can finish, Anakin pulls the device he is using and slices it mid-air as the clones carry on fighting to normal, and Anakin says, "Fives, he was right. The clones, there's something about them." Windu then says, "This is for another time. For now,
This party's over."
Palpatine quickly stands up and ignites his saber, spinning with a forced scream and killing Kit Fisto instantly. Obi-Wan in shock, Mace Windu and Yoda take the lead in the fight, as their powers combined are much greater than Palpatine's, especially when you add into that a couple odd strikes from Anakin and Obi-Wan as the 4 of them fight Palpatine. He is overwhelmed. Eventually disarmed and backed into a corner, Palpatine falls to his knees as the Jedi circle around him. He's playing the surrender as he rapidly ejects a huge amount of Force lightning, knocking Yoda's lightsaber out of his hands and knocking out Anakin and Obi-Wan at the same time. However, Yoda's 2-to-minus ability and Mace Windu's lightsaber are enough to deflect Palpatine's Force lightning back at him until he is eventually killed. Obi-Wan and Anakin awaken and the 4 Jedi head back to the council to discuss what next. They're aware that they're going to have to inform the Senate without seeming like they are the traitors that Palpatine was a Sith Lord and they had to kill him. Eventually they come to the conclusion that Dooku's bullet wound and the recording saved via their hologram meeting with Dooku is enough evidence, and they head to the Senate while Anakin is sent to request aid of Padme to help have the Senate believe them. The Jedi begin to explain how Anakin had defeated Count Dooku, and once landing back on Coruscant with Palpatine, Dooku, Obi-Wan and himself, they took Dooku to the Jedi Temple, where Bail Organa steps in and says, "Yes, I can confirm this is true. I was with Master Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker when they landed." They then proceeded to add how Count Dooku confessed who the Sith Lord was that was behind both sides of the war, and was willing to tell them as they had already tried to kill Dooku that same day. And Windu says, "And Dooku told us that it was Chancellor Palpatine, just before he was sniped via the bounty hunter we have identified as Aurra Singh." Some senators reply saying, "How do we know you didn't kill him?" Where Padme steps in and says, "The Jedi have never used blasters, they know they are too uncivilized for them. Everyone knows that a Jedi uses lightsabers." Windu continues by saying, "Anyway, myself, Master Yoda, Master Kenobi, Master Fisto and Skywalker went to the Chancellor's office and attempted to arrest him before he murdered Master Fisto, so we began to fight until eventually we had no choice but to kill him. He was too dangerous to be left alive. He also tried to contact some of the clone troopers to execute some kind of order to fight against us, but we don't know too much about that yet, so we are going to need to look into that following this meeting." Eventually, the Senate believe the Jedi and they live happily ever after until they realise that a certain general has just rose to power in the Separatists following the demise of Dooku and Palpatine. Yes, I am leaving you on another cliffhanger. I hope you like it. It leaves me a chance to do a part 2 on both of the fan fictions I've done. Like I said, if you haven't watched the first one, I would highly recommend. I think it's really, really good. But yeah, that is going to be my take on what if Anakin kept Dooku alive in Revenge of the Sith. So if you've enjoyed, please hit the like button whilst you're down there. If you have not, click subscribe. I would appreciate it if you do that. Leave a comment telling me what you think and potentially another fan fiction for me to do for next time. And yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching. Please get me to 1.5k. I'm very, very close. I don't know if I'm quite that. As of filming, I'm not. I might be when I release this. But yeah, thanks for watching. In a bit.